All right, guys, we're on to that third video for carbohydrates. Again, just kind of reflecting and going back to what we talked about before. We've gone over the function, what it does. We've gone over what are the four food groups that provide us carbohydrates. We've talked about what is a simple versus a complex carbohydrate and how do we introduce that into our fueling based off of what specific time of the day it is. Now we're going to talk about what are some of the different examples when I'm going to the store, right? And shopping is extremely different compared to what it was 10 years ago, right? We now have the ability to order from services. We'll deliver food directly to our doors, or we just grab it from our doorstep, right? I personally still like to go to the store and shop for my own groceries. Just personally, I like to know what I'm grabbing, what it looks like, and what the quality is. But again, there's a lot of situations now where our environment is very fast paced, it's extremely busy. We don't maybe have a lot of time and we want to try to be as efficient as possible. So there is that availability now in the US to be able to get stuff shipped directly to pretty much anywhere that you could possibly want it. All right. But you can see again, huge on visuals rather than just putting a bunch of words up there. But these are kind of some quick examples. One that could be really fast and easy that you can cook to make your cooking time and maybe you're not wanting to go in the kitchen to cook that much easier. There's so many options that are on the market right now where you can make a dinner in 15 to 25 minutes. Isn't a daunting task as much as people think. It could be very fun. It could be relaxing. And again, if you look at three different things, right? Sleeping, hydrating, and eating. Everybody spends anywhere between at least 10 to 15 hours every single day doing those three things, okay? So if we don't sleep well, if we don't hydrate consistently throughout the day, and we do a very poor job with getting enough food, choosing the high qualities, or just not eating enough throughout the day, it's probably gonna have some type of negative consequence on our bodies, our appetites, our moods, which is then gonna have then a negative consequence if you look at an athlete on the court, competition, during lift, during school, how you even interact because your body language isn't good because you're not in a good mood because you didn't eat or you didn't get enough sleep so you're tired and exhausted, right? These all have a domino effect that can directly affect what you're going to put out externally around you. So a couple of these examples, right? So we're talking about, all right, what are some carb examples? When I go to the store, what can I buy? So if you look at grains, right, we talked about rices. Okay, it could be white rice, wild rice, brown rice, potatoes, which could be sweet potatoes or regular potatoes, or they have ones that are red potatoes, yellow potatoes, again, right? Lots of variety and lots of options. Quinoa, cereals, breads, oatmeals, right? Tons of different options when we go in the store to be able to choose from. I'll go into as well, once I go over all the nutrients, kind of the difference between shopping from grocery store to grocery store, whether it's an Aldi or shopping at a Kroger or shopping at a bulk food store like a Costco or possibly a Sam's Club, right? They're all going to be a little bit different in how we shop. And then I'll also go into in another video, how we navigate shopping online versus shopping specifically in the store. But again, going back to this, what are some quick and easy things that you can buy and have on hand that aren't going to take you a lot of time that we can essentially incorporate into a meal, right? So on the left-hand corner, right, we have pasta now where you don't even have to boil it, okay? You don't have to spend the 10 to 20 minutes depending on the pasta and boil it. We have pasta out now that cooks literally in 60 seconds. So you could very easily, again, I'm gonna give you a couple examples with how you can essentially put a meal together with these quick options. Let's say I have some pasta, I get a jar of sauce, okay? If this cooks in 60 seconds, you can cook it on the pan, you can put it in the microwave, right? Maybe I get some frozen turkey meatballs or meatballs in general. Maybe I get some chicken or rotisserie chicken that's $5 at Walmart, super cheap, but gives you a lot of protein on that as general. And then I can easily do a steam bag vegetable. Steam bag vegetables are super quick and easy. I use a ton currently now, and I use them a lot also when I was in college. You put them in the microwave, 5 minutes, take them out, little salt and pepper to season them up or put your favorite seasoning on it, and then put a little bit of butter or olive oil. Again, food isn't going to taste good unless we use spices, herbs, citruses to enhance and make that flavor taste a lot better. So food doesn't have to taste bad, right? Or the thing I hear a lot of time is, oh, healthy food doesn't taste good. Well, not essentially. How are you cooking it? What are you putting on it? And then how are you spicing it up and enhancing it to make it actually taste to the point that you want it to. All right. So boom, we have ourselves, it could be a lunch or a dinner. We got pasta, we got the sauce. It could be an Alfredo sauce. It could be a red sauce. It could be a pesto sauce. And then we're going to stick a little bit of protein on there with obviously the meatballs or possibly the chicken. And then you have the steamed bagged vegetables. Bam, you have a complete plate that you have all the specific nutrients or things I would advise you to have on. Okay. Second option, we come over to here. We got Uncle Ben's rice. Again, something that literally cooks in the microwave and it takes 90 seconds to cook. Okay. Or you can get Insta rice, which takes like 5 minutes to cook. Super quick and simple and easy. So how can I make a meal out of that? Got the rice. Okay. Maybe you make some beans and rice. Maybe you get the Cajun packet where it has all the seasonings all in one. So if you're not sure what type of seasonings will go in a rice like that, they have all those different types of spice bottles, spice packets, where you can mix it in there. So maybe I do a black beans of rice. I do a red beans of rice. I stick my favorite seasonings in there, right? I have a carbohydrate from the beans and the rice, right? Since this is whole grain or brown rice and I have beans, we're also going to get some protein from that. And then again, you could saute up a vegetable, you could roast a vegetable, you could do a steamed vegetable, right? If you don't know how to cook any vegetables at all, you can literally take vegetables out of a can, put it in a container, heat it up in the microwave for 3 to 5 minutes, and boom, you have a vegetable there. That's something, again, we will also talk about on how to buy vegetables, which vegetables are higher quality over than others, going into that. And then if you know how to cook meat, right, you could easily add salmon, chicken, beef, some type of lean pork option, or it could be turkey as well. Again, there's so many different options, whether it's frozen that you could easily just heat up in the microwave or on the stove or even in the oven. There's a lot of ready to eat meats, or again, you can go back and this could be rotisserie chicken again, lots of options there. Okay, not going to kind of beat a dead horse here, but again, ready to eat quinoa, put some water, put some broth in it if you want it to be a little bit more flavorful, stick it in the microwave, takes a few minutes to cook, ready to go. So you can see they have all these ready to cook, ready to eat grain options that are really good, high quality options that are going to give you that fuel and energy that you need for the training or to have after the training in your meals to help recover. Another kind of quick and easy thing you could do as well, if you're looking at potatoes. So potatoes typically take a very long time to bake in the oven. Or if you want to cut potatoes up and boil them on the stove, it might take about half the time that it would take to cook in the oven. But still, depending if you have a really fast, quick environment, you don't have a lot of time, maybe something that may take a while as well. Now, any of these, you can be proactive and cook multiple packages off so you have extra. So then if you have tight situations in your schedule, then that way you have extra in the fridge you can just reheat and then have during that time. So that's a way, again, if we're thinking of an athlete or for an individual that has a busy schedule, thinking ahead, planning ahead, and being proactive and making sure you make extra can make your life a lot easier when there's times of your day or you know there's going to be times of your week that's going to be really busy. But back to the potatoes. So one thing you can do with potatoes, stab some holes in the potatoes, put it on a plate, put it in the microwave. There's some microwaves that have a literal potato button, but it could take anywhere between, let's say, 5 to 8 minutes in a microwave to get you a baked potato, right? That you could essentially have with your protein and your fruit and or vegetable option to make that a complete plate. So again, when you're going to the grocery store, make sure you're writing a list if you're running out of stuff. If there's certain meals that you want to put together, recipes you want to try, write that on the list. Again, some people like to do it on paper. Some people like to write it on a board. Some people use their notes app that's specifically on their phone. Whatever works best for you, use what helps you keep organized. But as long as you're organized, you're planned, and you have an idea of how you're going to attack the grocery store when you get there, it's going to make you a lot more efficient, not waste time. And then we don't want to be that person in the grocery store that's just kind of like wandering around and it's like, I don't know what I need to get. What should I buy? I don't know what to buy. If you have a plan ahead of time and you know exactly what you need to get, you can get in and out of the store fairly quickly, right? Instead of spending an hour and a half and just grabbing stuff because it looks good. That packaging looks really good, so I'm going to buy that, right? Be precise, know what you want, know what you need, know what your body needs based off your activity, your training, and that's going to set you up for better success not only during that day, but for the entirety of that week.